What up, what up, what up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video / episode, whatever you want to call it, of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dre Day. What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, thank y'all for your continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Once again, now that we are in session, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. You understand what I'm saying? Hit that like button on the way in as you watch this. Leave a comment at the end. Share it. Send it to as many people as you can. I would truly, truly, truly appreciate it. This video here, the All-Star players have been announced for the WNBA All Star game that will be taking place on July 20th. The All Star game, once again, is going down July 20th in Phoenix, home of the Phoenix Mercury. The All Stars for that game, the WNBA All Stars, were announced because, again, the format this year for the All Star game is to have the WNBA All Stars go up against the USA Women's National Team. They usually do this around the time of the Olympics to get, Team USA ready for the Olympics. I think I said this in one of my first videos when I broke down, the vote, like the voting system or whatnot. But yes, this year it is going to be Team USA versus the WNBA All Stars. So again, the All Stars were announced, and looking at the list, I do believe there were a couple of snubs. It was one snub in particular that I'm surprised this person didn't make the team. But before I do that, I might as well, divulge and announce who made the team. From the Connecticut Sun, DeWanna Bonner. Aaliyah Boston from the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark from the Indiana Fever. Alicia Gray from the Atlanta Dream. De'Arica Hambry from the Los Angeles Sparks. Brianna Jones from the Connecticut Sun. Jonquel Jones from the New York Liberty. Kayla McBride from the Minnesota Lynx. Kelsey Mitchell from the Indiana Fever. Enrique, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, but from the Dallas Wings. I do not want to muffle her last name. I'm sorry, Queen. I cannot mention that last name. So I'm only going to say Enrique, the gunslinger that plays for the Dallas Wings. Now y'all know who I'm talking about. Nneka Onwuemeka from I'm about to say Los Angeles Sparks, the Seattle Storm, and last but not least, the Chi-Town Barbie, Angel Reese from the Chicago Sky. Those are the WNBA All Stars. Now, for the USA Women's National Team, Napheesa Collier from the Minnesota Lynx. Kahleah Copper from the Phoenix Mercury. Chelsea Gray, Las Vegas Aces. Brittany Griner, Phoenix Mercury. Sabrina Ionescu, New York Liberty. Joel Lloyd, Seattle Storm. Kelsey Plum, Las Vegas Aces. Breanna Stewart, New York Liberty. Diana Taurasi, Phoenix Mercury. Alyssa Thomas, Connecticut Sun. Asia Wilson and Jackie Young, both from the Las Vegas Aces. So those are the players that will participate in this All-Star game. Now, obviously, when you have something like this, whenever you have an All-Star game, there are going to be some snubs. It's unfortunate that these All-Star games, you only have a max capacity of players that can be on the team. So, of course, there's going to be some people that get the short end of the stick. And when it came to the WNBA All Stars, because again, we're not worried about the USA women's national team. Like, their team is already set. Everybody that's on that team is going to be a part of the team that plays in the Olympics. It was the WNBA All Stars we were worried about. Which players were going to get elected for that team? And it was one player in particular that I was very, very shocked that didn't make the team. And that would be Carrington from the Connecticut Sun. I am surprised and shocked that she did not make this team. I am very shocked that she didn't make it. I was very much incontent that she was going to make this squad. I mean, she's having an amazing season. She's becoming a defensive specialist, averaging 13 points a game. She's doing her thing on defense. I really thought that she was going to make this team. And then you add into the fact that the Connecticut Sun's record, 15-4, I thought that they would at least get 3 to 4 people on this team. I thought they would get at least 3 or 4 people on the All-Star team. So Carrington is my choice for who I felt got the short end of the stick. And not for nothing, there's another person that I think got the short end of the stick, and that would be Kennedy Carter. Those are my 2 players that I think got snubbed from making this All-Star team. And it's unfortunate. Because again, that's going to always be the case. It don't matter what sport it's in, whether it's hockey, whether it's the NFL. Well, the NFL right now, you can't really decipher that in the NFL anymore because you have a lot of players that usually now back out of the Pro Bowl. And the Pro Bowl is not the way it used to be. Motherfuckers don't even play a regular game anymore. They do a skills challenge. That ain't no Pro Bowl, man. Pro Bowl is, playing in Hawaii or playing in Vegas and playing a actual football game, not a skills challenge. But when you think of Major League Baseball, when you think of the NBA, when you think of hockey, and in this case, the WNBA, you're gonna always come across some snubs. You're just going to, but it's unfortunate. But I know for sure this is just gonna motivate them to continue having the good years that they're having because Carrington and Kennedy Carter are both having amazing seasons so far for their teams. Now, the Chicago Sky have a losing record. They're 7-11, but that shouldn't be an excuse for why Kennedy Carter didn't make the team because the Indiana Fever have a worse record than them. The Indiana Fever they're 8-13, and they got 3 All-Stars. They got 3 All-Stars. Now, 2 in particular was going to be All-Stars, period, because of the voting system. So, and then, listen, I have a love-hate relationship with Kelsey Mitchell. I feel like she's a ball hog. I feel like she doesn't distribute the ball to Caitlin Clark. In fact, she doesn't distribute to anybody. It's like as soon as she get that ball, if she gets the ball in transition, she's just running, trying to find a spot, and then shoot. When she gets the ball, she don't look to pass. She just looks to shoot. Now, she's doing her thing. Don't get me wrong. Averaging almost 17 points a game. But I could have did without her on this All-Star team. But obviously, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, they was going to make this team. Reason being is because a few weeks ago when I did, I guess you can call that part 1 of the All-Star voting, Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark were the 2 leading vote getters. That's why I put them in the thumbnail. I put both of them in the thumbnail for that reason, because they're both leading vote getters. Now, the top 5 right now currently, the top 5 leading vote getters, not even the top 5, I'm going to just say top 2, is Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Yes, you heard me right. Caitlin Clark is number 1 with 700,735 votes. Aaliyah Boston is second with 618,680 votes. Yep. She overseeded Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is number 3 with 607,300 votes. So you have 2 players from the Indiana Fever who are the leading vote getters. The leading vote getters for this year's All-Star game. And think about this. The numbers I just gave y'all were in the 100,000 range for All-Star voting. Last year, the leading vote getter was Asia Wilson, and she only got 95,000 votes. That was the max of voting last year. They didn't even crack 100,000 votes. This year, look at the numbers I just mentioned. Caitlin Clark, 700,000 votes. 700,000 votes. Almost 800,000. The game is elevating. The game is changing. And I love every fucking minute of it. So yes, Caitlin Clark was number 1. Aaliyah Boston was number 2. Asia Wilson was number 3. Stewie was number 4. And Angel Reese was number 5. That was your top 5 for this year for All-Star voting. And all 5 of them is in the All-Star game. Now, obviously, 2 was going to be in it regardless because they play for the USA Women's National Team. Now, with that being said, I did this in my part 1 episode a while ago where I constructed my starting lineup. Like if I was the coach for both teams, I constructed my starting lineup. So I figured I'll do it again just in case people didn't watch that video. This is the updated version. So here we go. For the USA Women's National Team, if I was the coach, in fact, let me see who is the Cheryl Reeve. Cheryl, if I was Coach Reeve of the Minnesota Lynx, and I was their head coach for this USA Women's National Team, this will be my starting 5. At my point guard, I am going with Sabrina Ionescu. At the 2, I am going with, this is a tough one. I'm not even gonna hold you. I would say with number, with the second spot, the shooting guard. I'm not gonna hold you. This is just me. This is just me. If I was Cheryl Reeve, I am going with. This is hard. I'm torn between Kelsey Plum and Jewel Lloyd. But being that I'm wearing a Sue Bird shirt to do this video, and she spent her career with the Seattle Storm, I'm going to give the nod to her former Seattle teammate, Jewel Lloyd. I'm going to go with the Gold Mama to be the 2 guard. Small forward. I am going with Stewie. At the 4, I am going with Asia Wilson. And then at the 5, I'm going with Brittany Griner. That will be my starting 5 for the women's national team. That will be my starting 5. Okay? That will be my starting 5. Diana Taurasi, I get it. White Mamba, one of the GOATs of the game. You're the OG. For me, I'm not putting you in the starting lineup. I'm just not doing it. Now, Listen, I'm sure Cheryl Reeve is probably going to put her in the starting lineup because they want to have the OG, in the game like that. But again, this was my opinion. She's coming off the bench. She's not starting before Joel Lloyd. Sorry, but not sorry. We're not doing that. Now, here's the dicey part. What would be my starting five for the WNBA All Stars? Whoo! This is where it gets dicey. This is where it gets very interesting. Caitlin Clark is my point guard. Let's just get that out the way, all right? Caitlin Clark is my point guard. Let's just get that out the motherfucking way right now, okay? Caitlin is my point guard. Arike from the Dallas Wings is coming in at number 2. Now things get dicey because for the 3, the 4, and the 5, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not even going to hold you. It's hard. But I think I could do this. For the 3, I am torn between either De'Erica Hambry or DeWanna Bonner. Like, I'm torn. I am really, really torn. Very much torn. And again, this is the All-Star game. This is the All-Star game. So, yes, it's a show, and the fans want to see who they voted for, right? So, with that being said, at the 3, I am going to put, man, this is hard. This is hard, man. This is hard. I'm gonna put De'Erica Hambry at the 3. Listen, with the season that she's having with the Los Angeles Sparks, I think she deserves a starting spot in this All-Star game. Listen, you can't go wrong with DeWanna Bonner. You cannot go wrong with her. But the season that she's had, amazing. And in Connecticut, I believe it's 13-4. You cannot go wrong. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put DeWanna Bonner at the 3. Now that I think about it, I'm going to put DeWanna Bonner at the 3. At the 4, we got to go with the Chi-Town Barbie. You gotta have the Rough Rider out there. You gotta have the rebounding sensation Angel Reese out there on the basketball court for this All-Star game. Angel Reese is starting. If I was the coach, she is starting. Let's get that out the way. And then we finally get to see her and Caitlin Clark on the same team as opposed to playing against each other. That's another reason why I'm having her start. Yes, I want the 2 leaders of this rookie class to be starting in this All-Star game. And then last but not least, now I'm conflicted. I'm struggling between Jonquel Jones and Aaliyah Boston. Because again, I got Brittany starting on the other team. So nobody's going to be able to combat that because of Brittany's height. So I'm torn between Jonquel Jones and Aaliyah Boston. I'm only going with Aaliyah Boston for this reason. Because she's the second leading vote getter. You cannot have the second leading vote getter coming off the bench. Even in the All-Star game. She has that many votes for a reason. Fans want to see her. So I can't have her coming off the bench. I have her starting. If it was for anything else, if she didn't have that many votes like that and made the All-Star team, then yeah, I might have went with Jonquel Jones. Because Jonquel Jones is having an amazing season as well. But just because she's the second leading vote getter, I'm putting her in the starting lineup. So that's my starting 5 for the All-Star game. For the WNBA All Stars, I got Caitlin Clark at the 1. I got Enrique at number 2. I got DeWanna Bonner at number 3. I got Angel Reese at 4. And I have Aaliyah Boston at 5. That's my starters for the WNBA All Stars. And for the USA Women's National Team, I got Sabrina Ionescu at number 1. I got Joel Lloyd at number 2. I got Brianna Stewart at 3. I got Asia Wilson at 4. And I got Brittany Griner at number 5. That's my starters for both teams. There you have it. There you have it. But before I go, I definitely want to shout out the Las Vegas Aces. Their game yesterday against the Indiana Fever. The highest regular season game in the WNBA since 1999. 20,366 people showed up to the T-Mobile Arena to watch that game against the Indiana Fever. Now, obviously, we know the elephant in the room is because of Caitlin Clark. Let's not get it fucked up. We know she's the reason why they had to move this from the original arena. But the Aces are still the Aces. They're still the reigning defending champs. So I'm gonna give them somewhat of some props on this as well. But this is remarkable. This is remarkable. And then since I'm in the process of shouting out people, Angel Reese, another double-double. I think that's her 9th or 10th in a row. Just amazing. Just amazing. And as a rookie, just amazing. Just amazing. So, listen, that's it for this episode. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Again, subscribe to your boy's YouTube channel, Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Hit that like button. Share this video. Share the whole channel with somebody. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend is what they say. You know what I mean? But listen, I appreciate the support. Keep it going. Keep it flowing. Keep it growing. Listen, I've been dropping content like crazy. Like, I've been having people hitting me up saying, man, you on the grind, man. You on the grind, man. And listen, I can't thank y'all enough. It just motivates me to keep putting out content, man. Like, again, I'm new to this visual thing. Like, I have an audio. I do audio podcasting with my platform, which is Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. But listen, man, I'm really, really, really getting in the groove with this video thing. So once again, man, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it flowing. Y'all hit me up in them comments, man. And if you were the coach of both teams, what would be your starting 5 for both teams? I gave my starting 5. What would be your starting 5? So that's what I want y'all to put in them comments, if you want to put comments. What would be your starting 5 for both teams? So y'all hit me up in them comments, man. Once again, thank y'all for y'all support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. And closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another episode of Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Salute.